recording this computer. All right. Independent living, section 2, example 5. All right. Independent living, section 2. Looks like that at the top. Section 2, reading the floor plan. We're on example 5 today. It's Friday. And away we go. Actually, we're going to do example 5 and 6 today. I know I promised that we were going to do less than that, but you know, I think 5 is so easy and simple that we're just going to move on. Example 5, calculating volume. Volume is the amount of space inside a 3-dimensional region, such as a room. Volume is measured in cubic units. All right, so it's in a 3-dimensional cubic units. All right. Most rooms are in the shape of rectangular solids and have length, width, and height. And most likely you're in a room right now, which is pretty roughly the shape of a rectangular prism, right? Like this has 4 walls and, you know, a floor and a ceiling, all which are flat. Now there's some ridges to our walls. We'd have to play around a little bit. There's some interesting little thing going on over there and over here. There's some pillars in the way that might change things a little bit, but roughly rectangular prism. Define the volume. Find the volume of a room that's 14 feet by 16 feet with an 8-foot ceiling. All right. If you had to find the volume of a room with 14 feet wide, 16 feet long, and the ceiling is 8 foot high. In order to calculate the formula for the volume of a rectangular solid with length L, width W, and height H is the volume equals length times width times height. All right, so the looks like the length is going to be 16 feet. The width is going to be 14 feet. The height is going to be 8 feet. When we do 16 times 14 times 8, we get 1,792. All right, maybe seeing is believing sometimes. 16 times 14 times 8. What do we got? 1,792. The volume of this room is 1,792 cubic feet. All right, pretty simple. So it's your turn. A square room has a side of 24 feet, a width of 18 feet, and a height of 11 feet. What is the volume of air in the room? All right. You had some time to think about this. It's really straightforward now. It's a square room with sides 12 feet long, 18 feet wide, and a height of 11. That's going to be 24. That's the length times 18. That's the width times 11. That's the height. And the only trick of this is to put it in, make sure you write cubic feet, right? 4,752. And I could say like FT caret 2. That's the way I like to do it myself. You can do it other ways, right? I showed you some other ways you can do it. 7,052. You can do cubic feet. You can write it out. You can do 7,452. And you could do, you know, like cubic, something like that. 3 different ways. Okay, next one. A room with the form of rectangular prism, right? Or rectangular prism room. A room with the form of rectangular prism room. Okay, I need to fix that. Has a side of 30 feet with a width of 16 feet and a height of 12 feet. What is the volume of air in the room? And this is a 10-pointer, so I'm not going to go over it, but I will give you a minute to finish this up. Actually, if you want to, you can finish both those 10-pointers up. That one and the one below it, and then we'll move on. Oh, and then one below that, and then we'll move on to example 6. So let me give you like 3 minutes. 3 minutes to work on these 3 problems. Pretty quick problems. Length times width times height. Make sure you label your units. Length times width times height, and label your units. All right, good. So you had 3 minutes to work on these. Let's do example 6 now. Example 6, Mike's bedroom measures 16 by 14 feet and has a 9-foot ceiling. The bedroom is well insulated and it's on the west side of the house. How large of an air conditioner should he purchase? All right, well, air conditioners are sold according to the BTU rating, which stands for British Thermal Unit. That's how they measure how much heat or how much cold air an air conditioner or furnace can put out. The air conditioner with the right BTU rating will cool and dehumidify a room. If the rating is too low, the room may not cool sufficiently. If the rating is too high, it may shut off before removing the humidity. Many appliance salespeople use the formula known as while divided by 60, while divided by 60 to compute the correct BTU rating. In this formula, the W from while represents the width of the room. The H from while represents the height of the room. The L in while represents the length of the room. And the level of insulation is represented by I. If a room is well insulated, the I just equals 10. If the room is poorly insulated, the I equals 18. And the variable E in while represents the exposure, the direction of the outside wall of the room faces. If the room faces north, that the E is then 16. You just put 16 in for E. If it faces east, you put 17. If it faces south, the E is 18. And if it faces west, the E is 20. So here is how to calculate the situation here with Mike in his bedroom. Let's see. The BTU rating equals, is approximately, that's what that little squiggly equal sign means. It means approximately. It's while divided by 60. While divided by 60. All right, so the BTU rating for the room is what is it? 14 feet wide, I believe. Yes, 14 feet wide. He's got a 9-foot ceiling. I'm trying to get both these things in the picture at the same time. He's got a 9-foot ceiling. There's that where that 9 came from. That's the height. That's the H, right? Height is 9, 9-foot ceiling. 14 is W. That's the width, 14 feet. The I is the insulation. They told us that his is a well-insulated room. Well-insulated room means I need to stick in what? I need to stick in I equals 10 if it's well-insulated. So I stick a 10 in for there, for the I. The L is length. That was 16 feet. The room is 16 feet. And then 20 is the E. That's the exposure. It said that his exposure of his house is a west side. So the west side of the house has E equals 20. So 14 times 9 times 10 times 16 times 20. Find out what that is and then divide by 60. You get a BTU rating of 6,720. Mike should buy an air conditioner rated at 7,000 BTUs. So he should be looking online or at Home Depot for an air conditioner, which is 7,000 BTUs. Let's see, what would be the recommended BTUs if Mike's room was poorly insulated and everything else was the same? Okay. If his room was poorly insulated, then the only thing that changes is the I. And when a room is poorly insulated, the I becomes 18. So I'm going to use the exact same formula as before, except now that 10 becomes an 18. So let me try it out. 14, that's the width, times 9, that's the height, times, I'm going to use 18 now, right? Yeah, 18, poorly insulated. 18 for I means poorly insulated. Then times the length, that's the L, that's still 16. And then times 20, that's the west facing slope exposure. All right, that's the big number. I divide that by 60. And now I can see, oh my gosh, if his room is poorly insulated, he needs to buy an air conditioner with about 12,000 BTU. That's a much, much bigger air conditioner. He's looking for something like 12,000 or 13,000 BTUs because his room now is poorly insulated. That made a big difference. He can buy almost half this. I mean, he needs to buy almost double the amount of air conditioner because of the poor insulation of the room. That has a big effect. All right, that's the one I'm helping you on. You finish these up, right? So we have Daniel's bedroom, measures 12 by 15, and has an 11.5-foot ceiling. That's gonna be 11.5. His bedroom is well insulated. That means your I is gonna be, what was it? When it's well insulated, the I is 10. It's on the east side of the house. Remember, when a room is on the east side of the house, your E is going to be 17. All right, and then you're going to run that calculation, the while divided by 60, and find how large of air conditioner he needs or should purchase. You're going to do that problem on your own. And then what else are you going to do? Oh, you're going to answer the question, what is the recommended appropriate size furnace for Rochester? Right, you're going to use this map to correctly choose a furnace size for Rochester. We are in the region 4. All right, we're in the green. In case you didn't know that, Rochester's here. Okay, Rochester's here. For those of you who aren't into geography, we're right here. Okay, people. All right, this is New York. This is Rochester right here. Okay.
It's like you know.
I just can't take these things for granted, Mr. K. All right, and then you have a furnace just died. It's 35 years old. They don't even make parts for it anymore. You need to buy a new furnace. Your house is 2,000 square feet in area. You live in Rochester, of course you do. And what furnace should you buy? All right, so you're gonna need to calculate what kind of furnace you should buy based on your answer to this question over here, right? You're gonna answer this question, and the answer that you get over here is gonna determine how big of a furnace you should buy and what it will cost you. And then you'll answer the learning reflection things, and then you are done. You'll submit this thing, click that little submit button, and then you'll be done. Let me stop my share. Let me stop my record. If you have questions, we'll take those now.